stronghold, these are the things. This is why deliverance is necessary, because strongholds produce the ungodly habits of fornication, of lying, of cheating, of evil thoughts, of jealousy, of lack of self control. They are just the tentacles of the root, which is a stronghold. Okay? Now, what is a stronghold? Well, a stronghold is a strong demonic influence on the mind of a person. It is literally secured that part of that person's mind to do something that is wrong, and they're committed to it. And it has become a habit. That's what we see in everyday life for them, cussing, row, and all this other stuff. But what we see is just evidence or the tentacles of the root. So trying to stop drinking by throwing away all of the alcoholic beverages out of your home, or not going to the bars anymore, is not dealing with the root. In fact, what you're doing is you're clipping the leaves, you're clipping the branches with the expectation, foolishly, that the tree is going to die. And you know just as well as I do, that's not going to happen. So we need to deal with the root. And the root is my mind. For years, I've been doing this. So a stronghold has been placed there demonically. It's a demon that has influenced me for years, to the point that I could even back off because I'm pre-programmed to do it, even if the demon isn't there. So that's what we're going to go after, right? So let's look at some scriptures now. So let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 to 5. Okay? Because now we're given some very, very interesting instructions here and wisdom. And I like to make it clear here because context is key. And the Apostle Paul is talking again to the church of Corinth, which simply means, this is the reason why I emphasize it, he's talking to believers of Jesus Christ. These are people who are already converted. And he says to these people, these saints, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So he's saying to the Christians, listen, the weapons now that you're going to use, now that you're converted to Jesus Christ, will not be physical weapons such as knives, cursing verbally at people, being argumentative, stones, rocks, guns. No, which are all called carnal. He said, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but these weapons, still the subject here, these weapons are mighty through God. So he's really talking about the word of God. The weapons that we use, which is through God, which is his word. In the beginning was the word was God, the word was with God, right? So he's talking about the word of God. That's our weapons now. But mighty through God, listen what it's going to do. To the pulling down of strongholds. So in other words, what he's saying now, in order for you believers to produce fruit in your life, in other words, to do what you are called to do, or to produce the fruit of peace and joy and compassion and love and so on, like we're going to read later, then there must be this intervention of deliverance. That's right. And the deliverance literally is to pull down the stronghold that was set up over many years of lust, of fornication, of the mindset of poverty. You're always broke. You're making more money. You got a pay raise. You got a better opportunity financially, but you're still in the same spot you were always in prior. So therefore, looking at what you're getting as a result and trying to fix the result will not solve the problem. We need to find the root of the fruit that's being produced. And once we get that root, this is where we make the severing to eliminate this, to prevent and to stop this altogether. So Paul is telling the Christians in 2 Corinthians 10, verses 4 to 5. He says, for the weapons of our warfare, they are not carnal, they are not physical weapons.